What's up, everybody? 3X to the Lex, back with one more video. Let's get into it. Hey, look, guys, I'm right back to offer up some more thoughts on the Dragon's Lair iircade. And here's my further thoughts on this machine. This machine is a phenomenal machine. The build quality is top notch. The audio system is phenomenal. Best audio system I've heard out of any arcade cabinet. Any arcade cabinet, period. Factory, home built, anywhere. This audio system on this thing is insane. It really needs a jukebox option. Controls are top notch, genuine sand wall controls. The included games you get is a little soft. You get about 11 games. Double Dragon's cool, that's a classic. Gunbird is a above average shooter, not one of the greats or anything, but it's functional. It's pretty fun, decent, above average shooter. Kind of quirky. Beach Buggy kind of turned out to be a surprise. I really like that game. Dragon's Lair, of course, classic. It's got the included games aren't bad. I like the included games. I wish, especially for the price, this thing had a much better selection of preloaded games. This model I have is about 800 bucks. Now I got in early at the Kickstarter, so I only paid $550, which is a substantial discount. But 800 for this model is kind of a tall ask, in my opinion. And it's tough because this market is very, very, very competitive at this moment. It's not what it was 2.5 years ago. When Arcade 1-Up first came on the scene, and they were just charging $300 for their arcade cabinet with a few games. They didn't really have much competition. Ad Games really changed the game in the fall of 2019 with that Legends cabinet, and they kept updating it, and eventually they started letting you add your own ROMs and games and stuff, and that cabinet is just a game changer in this 3/4 scale division of arcade cabinets. Like, it's been like a real disruptor and a game changer. iircade has taken a different approach. They've gone fully licensed, fully legal, and also, I want to mention this too. Speaking of the Ad Games cabinet, that cabinet is up to $300 cheaper than this cabinet is with the stand, and you get 300 included games. And this thing only comes with 11. Now, all of those games aren't like great games, but there's some real gems on that cabinet that I can think of. Just some really, really, really genuine, cool games on that cabinet. And the funny thing is, a lot of those games that come with the At Games Legends cabinet, those games are on the iircade store that you can buy. And now they aren't expensive; they're like $5-10, but still, those games are included free with the At Games cabinet. So, the At Games cabinet is kind of a game changer in this division, which leads me back to the iircade. Build quality is top notch. I like the fact that it's a convertible and the top bar top comes off, and you can transport this and you can take it to your apartment or your friend's house or somewhere, and you can just enjoy your content. Hey, that's great. And it looks phenomenal. The artwork is great for the Dragon's Lair. It's very high resolution, very glossy. No complaints there. My concern will come in with the value proposition of this cabinet in the category that is in. The bar top, the base bar top that doesn't have sandwall controls or the exclusive Dragon's Lair artwork is about $600. Not too bad of a price. If the base, say, bar top was say $50 or $60, that wouldn't be too bad. But the base alone is $150, so that would still put you at about $750. At that point, you might as well spend the extra $50 and upgrade, and then get upgrade and then get the artwork of Dragon's Lairs or Double Dragon and get the sandwall controls. That's easily worth the extra $50. So my thoughts is this: is it worth spending $600, $700, or even $800 on this? Maybe. It may be. It depends on what you're looking for in an arcade cabinet and what your budget is. There's a lot of options in this game. Whether we're talking about the manufacturer cabinets like iircade, At Games, Arcade 1-Up, or the more factory direct built cabinets by small manufacturers like the Arcade Guys, Extreme Home Arcades. There's just a ton of options at this point now. This is an interesting option. My thoughts is this with iircade. Honestly, where they could do something is this. I would consider offering more content. I mean, honestly, this thing needs probably another 29 games at least preloaded to kind of start making this worth this type of money. I mean, technology-wise it is, but the included content is rather slim. The games are very affordable, though. Games start as cheap. I've seen games as cheap as $3, $4. And they seem to go up to about $25 depending on the game. But what would be interesting is if they actually came out with a 32-inch iircade cabinet that had a 32-inch widescreen, 4-player panel, trackball, spinner, and this same audio system, and say upcharge, say maybe another $400 or something, and make it like $1,000, $1,100, $1,200. That would actually be a better proposition than the smaller cabinet, because then you have a giant full-size cabinet with the monster 32-inch screen, 4-player panel. You could easily add games to it. And that they wouldn't really have any competition from At Games or Arcade 1-Up at that point, because they have by far the biggest cabinet and a ton of options, etc., etc. Right at that point, they have arguably the best cab out in that smaller 3/4 scale sector from regular manufacturers. That would be interesting if they came out with that. That would be a big counter to the At Games cabinet, because that's, of the cheaper cabinets, that's really the only quote-unquote full-size cabinet with a 24-inch screen that's available. And considering the price, is easily the best value in the home arcade scene, period. Technology-wise, it isn't like a beast on its own, but the fact that you can easily add a PC to it, it's still strong enough to play like a lot of the main games and stuff off of main via USB. They got a lot of downloadable games. It's a lot of options. That At Games cabinet, and even the upcoming At Games pinball, is like a digital Swiss Army knife. You can do so much stuff with it. As of right now, the iircade doesn't really have any options for you to play any of your own content. It does have an option so you can hook this up to another television or screen so you can see the game on that screen also. So that's pretty cool. It's going to be interesting to see if they come out with a 4-player panel for this, controllers, etc., etc., what may come down the pipe. So that's going to be very interesting. But I feel the product and the company has a lot, that said, has a lot of potential. I really like Jong the CEO. He's been real active in the Facebook groups, and and he's very enthusiastic and extremely active in the Facebook groups, and also on the iircade YouTube channel. He's probably the most involved CEO in this sector by far, because a lot of these companies, their CEO isn't really involved at all. So shout out to John. I think this is a phenomenal product. It obviously it costs more to build this product than the At Games cabinet, and they're more of a startup, so they have to charge more for this cabinet as it is, and it makes sense. It just kind of puts them a little bit in a tight spot at this moment because of the competition that's actually available at this current time in this sector. So it's kind of a slight tough out for them. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this company and what games they can actually get. If they're able to start securing more high-end games like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Power Stone, more intense games, more recent games, and they can secure that and keep the prices of those games low, then my opinions and ratings for this cabinet will go up. And maybe if they can secure enough of that content, it may be reason enough to put this as the forefront runner in the sub $1,000 3/4 scale sector. But as of right now, I do like them better than Arcade 1-Up. I will put them number 2 behind At Games right now. If you're deciding between getting one cabinet and your budget is under $1,000 right now, I would get the At Games cabinet. But this cabinet is great. It's got a lot of potential, and technology-wise, it's definitely at the forefront. So that said, guys, that's all I got, and those are my extended thoughts on the iircade. Hey, 3x to the Lex, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.